This is going to be a massive shout out video. This is pretty much everybody that's influenced or helped me since the new year started. Now, I know I didn't get everybody on this list. There's a few people, like Garrett Strengths Forge. I didn't get him on here, but this video is 30 minutes long, so I had to cut it off somewhere. So if you're not on this list, I will get to you, I promise. Let's start with Unknown Strongman. For somebody that's unknown, he's pretty well known. What can I tell you? What can I say about him? Well, he's been an enormous asset to me. The entire world is this guy's gym. He literally just goes outside and picks stuff up. And by stuff, I mean rocks, boulders, logs, moving cars. I don't know. Does he tackle bears? Just finds stuff and picks it up. I consider him a friend. Check him out. He is awesome. Now we got Strength Hacks Coaching. Strength Hacks. I can't speak English. Y'all know him. Y'all love him. This guy has made an amazing transformation. When I first started following him, he was pretty much a strength power lifter. And he decided, I'm going to become a bodybuilder. He's natural, and his transformation is one of the best I've ever seen. He's a wealth of knowledge, super helpful. I know he does training. I would definitely recommend checking him out. I've been actually consulting him for some assistance with programming for this upcoming competition that I have in March. Wealth of knowledge, good friend, always supportive. Definitely check him out. From what I understand, he'll sing you a hell of a tune too if you ask him. Then there's Handsome Touchdown. Some people are just built different. Look, what can I say? He's a pretty man. Look at that guy. Jeez. All natural, long, lean. What can I say? You know, if I wasn't married with kids, I don't know, guys. Just some guys are pretty. What can I tell you? All joking aside, he's been instrumental in my physical therapy. He helped correct my shoulder issues when I blew my shoulder out back in November of 2022. And if it wasn't for him, I don't think I'd be able to bench right now. He's been a wealth of knowledge, a good friend, and instrumental to my training, and I greatly appreciate it. What I love about his channel is some of the B-roll. If you guys want some entertainment, check him out. He's got some good stuff on there. It'll give you a laugh, and you'll learn something. It's a win-win for everybody. What can I say about Profit Fear? Everybody bags on him. I don't understand it. Here's a guy, young kid. Can I call you kid? I'm 49, so we're calling you kid. No disrespect. He's got a wonderful physique. He's strong. I mean, look at this. He's doing stiff leg deadlifts with a 4-inch deficit at 300 pounds for 7 reps. And people have the audacity to say he's weak. Like, I don't understand that, because I can deadlift the better part of 700 pounds. And what he's doing right there would give me a struggle. Like, that's not easy. But on top of that, he's been super helpful retooling all of my lifts. I've been working with him, and he's been helping me with my squat depth. He's been helping me with my back problems, and he's been helping me with my bench press sticking points. He's a wealth of knowledge. I will say, he likes to get into it with people, and he probably brings a lot of the arguments on himself. And I'm saying that as a friend. But it's also very entertaining to watch, you know, the videos where he kind of gets into it with people. I would be a liar if I said I wasn't entertained. He definitely has a very unique approach to training, mostly length and partials, time under tension, that sort of thing. But what's awesome is he usually has pretty good explanations for everything he does. And me being a dumb meathead, I find it hard to refute any of the stuff he uses, and it works for me. Runner Boy. What can I say? I got a soft spot for you. Runner Boy has some of the best lifting form I've ever seen, but he can be a little antagonistic from time to time, and I'm saying that out of love, buddy. No, I like him. He's got good stuff. You want to learn how to really dial your squat, bench, and deadlift in. I can't think of a person that's got better form than him. His lifts are just pretty. Check him out. Give him some love. I know he's really trying to grow his channel because he wants to be a content creator who gets to lift weights. And hey, no hate for me. I would love to be able to do that. I don't know if that's in the cards, but what the hell. Check him out. Josh Tippy. This kid, what are you, 17? And he's already got, 1,400 pound total as a natural? 17 years old. He's gone through another amazing body transformation. You definitely want to check him out. Now, he doesn't have a whole lot of videos on YouTube. He's mostly on Instagram these days. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention him. My man Tommy H5, man, monster machine. One of my favorite lifters on the internet. This guy pushes me to work hard. He's got that West Side conjugate thing going on. And if you want to really learn how to get into some advanced powerlifting, this is your guy. He is a beast. I think what I love about him is he's also a family-oriented man, and we have a lot in common. We have a lot of differences too. He gives me crap for my style and how goofy I can be, but at the end of the day, when it comes to putting hands on the iron, him and I are a lot alike, and I really, really consider him a good friend. One thing I'll warn you about, though, is he will hold you accountable for the things you say on the internet. So if you say something and it comes off as questionable, he will most definitely call you out. It keeps me honest, for sure. If there's a success story coming from the small lifter community, it's got to be Seist. I mean, I see this guy putting up John Hack numbers, you know. I joke around. I call him the John Hack of Submasters because when he's got his hat on and he's lifting and he's in his gear, he kind of looks like John Hack. And he's starting to lift like him too, from what I can see. His strength to weight ratio is incredible, and what blows me away is he just keeps going up and up and up. I always thought I'd be able to keep up with him, and he's starting to leave the old man in the dust. We'll see March though, buddy. I got one more in me. Let's see if I can match your numbers. What I like about his channel is he's got short videos that are informative and humorous. And like me, he's not afraid to make a bit of a clown of himself. Of anime cosplay, I have a lot in common with him too. We've chewed some of the same dirt, definitely. And a lot of people give him crap, but I'm telling you right now, this guy's one of the best lifters I've ever seen. And what's amazing about it is he's just getting started. I don't really need to tell you guys to check him out because everybody knows who he is. His channel's growing and he's doing really well. And I love the guy. Danny. Danny's one of my favorite people on the planet. Danny is the very definition of tenacity and discipline. He lost more weight than I weigh as a person. And he went from being bound to a wheelchair with some really severe medical issues to training for Strongman. I've not all the love in the world to this man. He is great. All I can say is if you don't like Danny, I don't know what's wrong with you. He's just a good dude all around. Check him out. He just keeps getting better and better every single day. It's just amazing to watch how far he's come, and especially considering what he's had to go through, all the adversity. He's still at it. Egg boy. We all know him. We all love him. This guy's legitimately strong. Now, the one lift I haven't seen him perform is a squat, but based on his age, weight, and numbers on the deadlift and the bench, he would be ranked very, very highly. He'd be one of the top lifters in the nation for his age group. I believe he's natural too, so that puts him even higher on the list. Good guy. I know he's been through a lot lately with the trolling and all that. And to me, it's just, hey, it's part of the deal. But I consider him a very close friend, and I consider him a peer. Gen X, baby. He's at the top end, I'm at the bottom. For the longest time, I couldn't figure out why they called him Egg Boy. And I realized he eats 12 to 24 eggs a day, something like that, something crazy. Correct me if I'm wrong. But there's some scientific research, some papers written, peer-reviewed, that suggest if you eat 24 eggs a day for a certain period of time, it has anabolic effects like steroids. That's a lot of eggs though, man. Tall man Jude. I didn't know you were 50 years old. That is impressive. This guy would be also one of the best in the world if he competes. I don't know if he competes or not. One thing I do love is he's a straight up tell it like it is kind of guy. He'll let you know if you know exactly where you stand with this man. And I love his anecdotes, his stuff. Lots of wisdom, lots of experience. Definitely recommend checking his page out. I learned a lot from this man. He literally is responsible for me changing the way I train. It was one of his videos that pretty much slapped me in the face and said, I need to start. Well, I'm an ego lifter. I just love to throw that weight around. But it got to the point where it was holding me back, and it was actually his sage advice that got me to kind of contemplate things and change. I would highly recommend checking him out. His page is awesome. His stories are awesome. He's awesome. This guy's a monster. Baby giant. Phillip, you're one of my favorite lifters on the internet. I consider you my spirit animal. He's another one that I was trying to keep up with, and I definitely see him surpassing me. I'm very proud of him. He competed last year, and I wanted to fly out there and be there with him, but I just couldn't get the time off work, unfortunately. It was a new job. It's kind of hard to take a vacation when you start a new job, but he killed it, every day he's getting stronger. Very, very impressive. And you know what? He's got a really, really nice home setup. I'm super jealous. I don't know where you guys get these commercial gym setups. Like, what are you doing for a living? That's a lot of money. Definitely check him out. Now, speaking of home gyms, Carter Home Gym, what can I say? This guy has every piece of equipment that's ever existed. I mean, I've gone to legitimate commercial gyms for powerlifting, and they don't have as nice of equipment as he has. Look at that wall of barbells. But all that aside, he's also been instrumental in some of my training. I've gone to him and Phillip for advice. Wealth of knowledge, understands his program very well, trains super hard. All around good dude. Definitely check him out. Hey, if you ever feel like getting rid of some of that equipment, maybe taking up too much space, you send something my way. Stay strong, people. Ubiquitous. Enemies there. Tireless. Just like me, a man in his garage. And this setup's not super fancy, but it's very comprehensive, and it's got everything a grown boy needs. He's impressive. The very definition of consistency and hard work. He's another guy I feel like I have a lot in common with. Old school lifter. Definitely check him out. Good people right there. Grave strong. I got a gorilla for sale. Got a gorilla for sale. McGilla gorilla for sale. I got a gorilla for sale. Look at this primate. Jeez. This guy is grip and rip. My kind of lifter. Just go in the gym, slap a bunch of weight on a bar, and get after it. But there's more to it than that. No, he's actually a pretty introspective guy once you get to know him. He's the kind of lifter that I enjoy training with. Just guys that don't take things super seriously and like to have fun. I understand when you're preparing for a competition, you got to be serious, and there's a lot of technical aspect to it. But there's also, you're supposed to be having a good time. And sometimes it's just fun to grip and rip. Bean Smasher. This guy, tenacity, again. I use tenacity a lot. You guys are all very tenacious. The supersets. I saw him pull, 405 or 495 for what seemed like an eternity. And every time I thought he was done with the set, he just kept going and going and going. Another all-around good guy who's been super supportive in my comments for a couple of years now. I enjoy watching him lift, and I enjoy talking with him. He's just a good dude. I love the way he deadlifts. Definitely check that out. Train to Change, Renaissance Man. Now this guy I've known for years. Years. We go way back to the days when Facebook before YouTube. Ian's been, man, he's been at it for a very long time. He's another wealth of knowledge. Believe he's a personal trainer on the side of what he does professionally. And he comes out to America quite a bit, so I'm hoping to get to meet him one of these days. We've, talked over the phone and corresponded quite a bit, but we've never actually met up. And one of these days we will, buddy. He's a good dude, and he is a true Renaissance man. He's an artist. I don't know, I'd have to talk to him. You're a musician too, if I'm not mistaken. Good dude. Really enjoy training with him. Of course, I got to give a shout out to Mr. Perfect Form, DT. Can't do anything unless it's a pause and a full extension. God forbid should you do a touch and go rep. But looking at his bench there, it's kind of hard to argue with. Them some good looking reps. People used to think that him and I were at odds because he, a little trash talking back in the day, but I actually have been working with him. He's been helping me out with my program, getting ready to compete here in March. So for that, I thank you. Definitely check him out. He's straight up just a bro lifter like the rest of us. Good dude. Spencer Grady is somebody that seems to be new to YouTube. He doesn't have a whole lot of videos, and I would really like to change that because he's enormously strong. I'm very impressed. I haven't been talking to him very long, but I was super impressed. Definitely had to mention him. He reminds me a lot of how I used to train when I first started powerlifting, and that's not to say that there's anything wrong with that, because at the time I could handle a lot more volume. And he just I watched his workout and it just takes me back to that gym in Henderson. Check him out for sure. We got to get him more support. Clarksville Barbell Club. This guy, an Olympic lifter. Well, what is it? You call it the sport weightlifting. And another one who's got every contraption known to man. I think he does a lot of gym equipment reviews. And he's another wealth of knowledge. He's got a blog that's interesting. I definitely like following him. I learn a lot from him, and he's just an all-around cool guy. Definitely check him out. My favorite thing about his channel is watching him perform the weightlifting lifts, like the snatch and the clean and jerk. Dojangles Climb. There's somebody I just recently ran into. He left a comment on my page, and I try to check out anybody who's got a page of their own who leaves a comment. I really do try to look at it. And I was super impressed. This is Spider-Man right here. This guy is a very accomplished climber from what I can tell. And he's super strong. His strength to weight ratio is incredible. Now, I used to do climbing and I used to do free climbing. And I'm here to tell you right now, what he's performing is not easy. That's just all-around strength. It's a different kind of strength than weightlifting. Definitely check him out and give him some love. Very entertaining stuff, too. I love watching his one-arm lifts. I can't do them. Liberty Garden. Another man I have a lot in common with. We're just getting after it. He's another guy that just does what he has to do. It's not flashy, not frilly. He just grabs the weight and goes. Pretty good form. I love talking with him. He leaves a lot of comments on my videos, and we have really good discourse. He's a guy that I can bounce ideas off of, and he seems to have a very good perspective on things. Us older guys, we might not be the biggest or the strongest or the fastest, but we've been through a lot, and we have a lot of experience, so it's really good to keep us around. Last but not least, meatball style. It is exactly what it sounds like. He's a meatball. Now I let you super slow negatives. I mean, this guy, I tried some of his lifts. They are difficult. It adds a degree of difficulty that most people aren't ready for if they put an honest effort into it. And I love the way this guy trains. I'm very glad I met him. I'll end it with this. I know I didn't get everybody. You got Garrett, I didn't get you. Wilson G. There's a ton more. Truck, Semper Fi brother. The video was getting super long. I know there's 15 more of you guys that I wanted to put on this list. So if you're not on here, I'm getting to you. I don't think I could post a 60-minute video. Is anybody even going to watch it to the end here? I don't think Meatball's going to get his fair shake. So I hope you do. But anyway, this is just my shout out to the community. I love you guys. Give me a subscription. Throw me under the bus once in a while. All right.